we need a sign, a dynamic sign that we could put anywhere in the factory, and it has days since last accident, and it's got a countdown. Now, I believe that if we could do that, and that message pops up where it says damage to fix-it property is detected, $1 million idea alert. What is going on again, Nerd Paraders? Thank you guys so much for coming back to hang out with us today. We're playing some more Satisfactory, and we're working on the most perfect OCD-friendly factory that you have ever seen. Really, at the time of this recording, I've actually searched through quite a few videos and live streams, and I have not seen anything built to the scale that we have built our factory. I'm actually very proud of what we've done here, and I'm really excited to show off our hard work and progress thus far. Now, disclaimer, our hard work and progress is about 45% of what the base's total completion is. We are not even close to being half done, but what we've done so far is we've reached the last tier of research and progression in Satisfactory. So we're working on perfecting the base now, breaking down the old to prepare for the new, and we're going to show a lot of that off to you guys today. So welcome to the channel. I am Nick, this is Nerd Parade, and we're hanging out with Mine here today, who's been my partner, helping me build all of this crazy, ridiculous stuff for our factory. And we're going to teach you how to build some of this stuff that we've built, and how to make your factory super efficient, as well as beautiful, by doing something that we're really, really proud of, and that's factory feng shui. AKA hiding all of the shit that you can hide. Like conveyor belts! So we're going to start this off kind of by jumping right into it, and I'm going to show you some of the old stuff we've been working with. So here is an old thing. We have not broken much of the old stuff down yet. It's part of the process for beautifying, but this warranted a update to the base progress video, and if you've been keeping up with the Satisfactory series thus far, you're going to notice a lot of new stuff here. Satisfactory, we've been trying to keep updates coming on the tubes of Uberies, and that's what this video is largely going to be, a how-to/update. But we've been live streaming most of our Satisfactory gameplay and content, so if you're wanting to watch and participate in the building of the factory while it's going on, be sure to follow me on twitch.tv/nerdparade so you don't miss a Satisfactory live stream. But anyway, let's get right into it, and we're going to start from the bottom and work our way up, because Satisfactory gives us the very unique opportunity to build vertically. This is a 3D world, we need to take advantage of it, but a small disclaimer, there is no such thing as overbuilding in this game. In fact, you want to overbuild, because underbuilding will screw you over 10 out of 10 times, whereas overbuilding will never screw you up. You could just simply take away what you may not need, or build into the space that you have. So if you're looking for a little bit of advice right off the bat, that is what I can give you. Overbuild and use foundations. We are literally the kings of foundations on this map because we put foundations frickin' everywhere. Like Frank's Red Hot Sauce, or whatever that shit's called, we put that shit on everything. We put foundations on everything. We do it so not only can we line up structures and make them look good, but we can get stuff to snap to them. We like foundations. You will like foundations. Utilize them. That is a pro tip that I have for you here. So let's jump into it. Down here we have our iron veins, or our normal iron veins. In fact, there are two normal iron veins here. We're using Mark II mining units on them, and they are supplying the entire iron supply that we need for our factory. We've got it pumping down here into our little smelting area where we have 6 overclocked forges. Let me turn off my light so it's not glaring. Into this unit right here. So it's all pumping in very evenly, and it's going into the wall. This is pumping directly into our factory unit, and all of the conveyor belts are hidden beautifully in the wall because you need beauty in your life. You need organization, and Satisfactory, it makes you work for it. It's very difficult to have beauty and organization in this game, but it's so much more satisfying when you do actually have it. So we've taken a relatively difficult concept, such as building your factory up to perfection, and we've made it even more difficult by making sure that it's OCD friendly and pretty as well. That's right, Nerd Parade! There is no such thing as overkill in the Nerd Parade vocabulary. We always go big, and otherwise we just stay home. And we build like champions. Yes, that's right, we are the champions of building. So we're gonna run up to the tier 1 of our base. The reason why we call this tier 1 is because it takes care of the production of all of your tier 1 needs, such as iron rods, screws, plates, things of that nature, copper wire. We've taken care of that all on tier 1, and then we progress the factory vertically to tier 2, tier 3, and so on. Now, we've currently reached the final research tier milestone, so at the current stage of the game, there's nothing else that we can research. This is taking place before the conveyor belt elevators are implemented and trains are implemented. So what we're doing here now, I believe, is the most efficient way to factory, and we're going to show it all off to you. So this right here is our entire iron supply. We've shown this off in previous videos, and the assembly line has been showed off in previous videos on how to build. So if you want to learn how to build the perfectly OCD-friendly assembly lines, definitely check out the previous videos. We're not going to get into that in this one. This is more of a showcase. Mine just finished the last bit of unlocking tier that we needed. That's it. We're done. That's all that we need to finish all unlockings. So that's pretty cool. At this point, those 2 mining units and 6 smelters are filling up every single one of these storage units with iron ingots, which is awesome. However, you don't see any ugly conveyor belts running into the factory. That's because we've hidden them. We're mole people. We're subterranean mole people. We like to hide our lines so that things look good. And we've got this stuff running all throughout the walls so that the exterior looks good and the interior is much factory. This is why I'm talking to you about overbuilding. If you overbuild on your factory and you really utilize your foundations, you can do this kind of stuff. If you build too small, you're going to be stuck in having to tear down and redo and then get built into the wall by your friends. Like what just happened. Let me replace this wall. And let me replace this wall because it's faced the wrong way. I don't like it when it's faced that way. People were making fun of us like, those walls are backwards. I actually think it looks better this way. And I messed this one up too. I think it looks better this way. I like the lines being inward like that. I know it doesn't necessarily match up with the foundations, but I like the foundation look on the exterior. Personal preference. It doesn't really matter. Whatever floats your boat or toots your horn or lets you enjoy the game the most. Oh, hey, oh, shit. You were picking up what I was putting down, though. And let's reverse you. There we go. And do our ramp. Oh, look at you. You're like, you're finishing my... Okay, we're not that connected. Fuck. Anyway, tier 1.
I'm gonna try something. Watch.
What are you gonna try? I'm excited for your science. Uh-huh. I'm watching.
Rubber. Oh, no, it got let go. Never mind.
I have no idea what that was all about. So now, I must punish you for wasting mine and everyone's time! Die for your transgressions! Zoom away! Alright, well, I'm putting my lightsaber away. We have much base to cover, and so very little limited time. We're going to quickly go over this because we've shown this off and shown you how to build it in previous episodes, but these are our assembly lines. When we build assembly lines, we duplicate everything. We make sure that it is exactly the same from one to the next, and we have assembly lines running all the way down across the factory, and then essentially outputting on the other side. This is tier 1. This is how tier 1 works, and it all dumps out on the back end side of the base. We are future-proofing this a little bit because we do plan to upgrade to the conveyor belt elevators once that tier is implemented into the game and available, but as of right now, we've got a pretty handy solution, which I'm going to show to you now. Everything must remain nice, assembly line related, and OCD friendly, because that is the contract that we're under with Fix-It Enterprises.
You broke this. This isn't right.
What's right? What's not right? What did I do?
Why is that like that?
You did that! You did that just now. Where's my lightsaber when I need it? If we weren't the only 2 employees on this planet, I would so fire you. But I feel like that wouldn't get me anywhere since you're probably the MVP. Most valuable pioneer that we have in Fix-It Incorporated. This is tier 2. Welcome to tier 2, where the next level of, well, building supplies, I suppose that you could refer to them as, is crafted. This is our solution until elevators are implemented out here in the back. This is where the conveyor belts hit and loop around, and we've created nice little balconies here so that we can walk around outside and observe. We plan to clean this up because I'm not too overly sold on the way that this looks. I'm not a huge fan, but it's too much, in my opinion, to hide within the walls like this. It would be a lot to go out and then cover up foundations. It would be too much wasted space for this. So we plan on implementing the vertical elevators once those are released, but we're not there yet. At the current time of recording, that is approximately 1 month away, so I'm excited for it, as well as trains. That leads me into a whole other topic. Right now, we have probably the most efficient transport system of resources over long distances, and it does not use tractors or trucks. We believe that is actually less efficient than our method, and I'm excited to show that off to you as well. But this is tier 2 of the factory. Just ignore mine. He's going to troll us through the entire video. It's part of the process. This is how we do in the Nerd Parade crew, is we troll. It's just something that you get used to along the way. We're going to show off the assembly lines here for tier 2. And show you how everything continues to line up, because that's what we're so big on. It's got to line up, it's got to look efficient, it's got to look friendly, and it's got to just look aesthetically pleasing and even, and as OCD friendly as possible. Now, you may look at this and be like, this isn't OCD friendly at all, look at the way the conveyor belts move and all that stuff. Well, there's a certain degree of OCD friendliness that the game actually allows you. You have to work within the realm of the game. So, if you need everything to go make perfect right angles and line up, it's going to be a little challenging. However, we've got something that I think is the beautiful combination of efficient and OCD-friendly pleasing, and I'm happy with it. It appeases me, so I hope it's going to appease you. Our assembly lines are as such. 3 conveyor belts on this one, for example. All the splitters, they line up, they match, they combine well with each other, and it's duplicated all the way down the line here for all of the things. We've got rotors coming out of this one, we've got frames coming out of another one, we've got the industrial beam encasings coming out of this one, and it continues to follow the same pattern. Ping-ponging essentially back and forth, creating storage, up, moving upward vertically throughout the factory. Now, as you can imagine, Tier 3 is going to get a little bit more challenging because those things require a lot. 4 ingredients, 4 building materials to make one thing. And remember, this isn't enclosed or encased because we did say this is about 45% complete of a factory, but it did definitely merit some kind of showcase so you guys can see where we're up to, get caught up on the series, and maybe even duplicate some of this stuff for yourself if you like the way it was built. We're trying to help you, we're trying to give you some how-tos, and we're also trying to show you some beautifully aesthetically pleasing builds. These are the Big Mac Daddies. These are the 4 inputs, 1 output, massive creation devices, and Tier 3. We have OCD-friendly Tier 3, and in order to do this, we had to get really creative with our storage. So 4 inputs and 1 output. The 4 bottoms are the inputs, the output is the top. And this is how we get super creative. So some of our resource storages actually break through the floor for screws and copper wires, for example, from other storage, in order to supply these guys. Now we've kept it as OCD friendly as possible, and these are actually going to be, I'm gonna remove these. I like them, but I think they need to be these. Now, you have to do this with walkways. But we should make it safe. We need to have no accidents in the factory. That one can stay. That's a good one. This one needs to be replaced with a safety bar. Oh, you're doing it. Safety bar. No accidents in this factory. We need a sign. That's actually what I want to see. Now, if anybody from Coffee Stain happens to be watching this video, which I really hope that you are, please take this to heart. We need a sign, a dynamic sign that we could put anywhere in the factory, and it has days since last accident, and it's got a countdown. Now, I believe that if we could do that, and that message pops up where it says damage to fix-it property is detected, $1 million idea alert. If that message pops up, damage to fix-it property detected, that countdown gets reset to 0. Mind-blowing, right? Okay, get on board with this. If they're not watching, if Coffee State is not watching this video, tweet it to them. Tweet at me, tweet at them, copy them, do whatever you need to do. Get them on board. That is a brilliant idea, and I'm very, very excited for that. So hopefully we can make that happen together as a community. Anyhoozle, let's get back to business here. This is our top tier, our current production tier, and this is where things start to break off. To get to this tier, you need to go exploring. You need to explore hella far across the map, and you need to move resources from quite the distance. We're going to show you how we did that, and we're also going to show you our power supply, because we are supplying a huge amount of power to this base. In fact, what is it, like 6 times our capacity? 6 times what we actually need for future-proofing purposes?
I think so.
Something bonkers like that? Yeah. It's all something that we have worked very, very hard for. Now, as you can see here, we've built highways. This was done originally for transport for trucks and tractors, but we didn't like the way those worked. We actually ended up getting more annoyed with trucks and tractors than we did anything else, so we built highways. And these highways are 3 foundation-wide transport of Mark IV belts all the way from where the source is to the base, and it goes underneath this half foundation here. So we have full foundation, half foundation. I'm going to try to do some crazy jetpacking here to show you. This line is constantly supplying the base all the way from some crude oil. Now, we did try the truck route. We did try the tractor route. The AI is a little tricky to get going, but all in all, we just didn't care for it. So we built these highways. Now, we built these highways for 2 reasons. One, it kind of hides the conveyor belt and makes things look cool. Well, 3 reasons, actually, now that I think about it. It hides it, makes it look good. It gives us a path to run on quickly, avoiding danger below us to get to the resource. And 3rd reason, future-proofing. Because when trains do come out, we have some place to put train tracks down, because I do believe train tracks and trains will be more efficient than our current method. However, that's not currently in the game yet, but we're future-proofing. We need to show this off to you, and we have quite a bit of a ways to run. So our highway method is something that we're really proud of, and we've done that for everything. Over here is coal supply. We have a coal supply running from that node over there. It's a pure coal node, and it's running down through that highway completely underneath these guys right here. And we even went so far as to add the railings on the side so we could do bumper cars or bumper pool with the trucks and tractors. It still was not as efficient, in our opinion, as just a standard Mark IV belt. So we decided to go with that. Over here is our steel supply. That is pumping steel into the base, and again, in standard Nerd Parade fashion, those steel lines and conveyor belts are completely hidden in that highway going into the base. So it's something that we're really, really excited for. Not all of our lines are hidden yet. Again, about 45% complete on this base, but we're currently working on it, and it reached a good point to show it off. We have a very long distance to run, so I'm going to pop on my Blade Runners here, and we're going to start going all the way across our super highway to the other side. Now, me personally, I love to make things look good and feng shui it. Now, by no means do you need to do anything like this. You're such a turd. Oh, God. You're giving me hurdles. It's like we're running the Olympics. This is great. By no means do you need to do this, but I like to build pillars down every, like 20 foundations or so it looks like this is a real setup. What we also have done, but haven't completed, is go through and deforest areas so that the foliage is not clipping through. Here is an obvious example of where we haven't got to yet, but running around with a chainsaw, cutting down all the trees and the foliage in the area, does fall into a part of our base beautification. We have run power lines in the middle here to supply the base, but you saw coal power back at the factory. We have some, what was it, like something like 20, 21, something like that, coal power generators. It's
somewhere around that.
It's a lot. It's a lot. It's definitely like around the 20 realm. And we've just decided to, oh my God, you shot me as I was running and knocked me completely down. Did you do that just to simply overtake? You wanted to win this race by any means necessary, and you did.
Yes.
What a dick. So we have our coal line completely hidden as well within that highway back there, and that's continuing to supply power to the base. We didn't break it down. We didn't see the need to break it down because it's just extra power. We're going to be running thermal lines and connecting those on the thermal vents just to our existing OCD-friendly power lines, which are spaced out as many foundations apart as you can get them. It's 12 total. So 12 total between line, and those are Mark II poles. We just decided to go Mark II since we're running the entire gambit here on our superhighway. And remember, underneath here, crude oil is currently being pumped all the way through, even right here. I'll show you. Crude oil is currently being pumped through all the way back to the base. This superhighway has our conveyor belts going all the way through. We still found this more efficient than trucks or tractors. You may disagree, you may like trucks and tractors more. We personally just did not, so to each their own. The superhighway continues all the way over to here in the most perfect of right angle. Again, future-proofing for trains, because when we start to lay train tracks, we want to make sure that that is covered under our future-proofing. So right angles tend to be the best angles, at least in our opinion. This is our super-duper overkill oil gas-powered facility. We're powering it at the source. And this has yet to be, let's say, realization has yet to hit this one. We don't have pillars supporting this going down, which I will add eventually just because I like them. We'll put the pillars into the ocean water here. It's eventually going to look moderately realistic instead of giant floating platforms, just because that's the way I like to do stuff. But we have an insane amount. What is it? 3, 6, 9. Again, over 20. We like to go big. We just love to go big. So I'm going to interact with one of these guys, if I get close enough, and show you our total capacity. Total capacity is almost 6 times what we're actually using. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. Future-proofing, and these aren't even overclocked. Down here we have the actual production from a couple of crude nodes, and we still need to clear out foliage and things of that nature. But it's supplying our entire base with not only crude oil, fuel, but also powering the entire thing. Our factory is like mind-bogglingly efficient, big, adjectives, OCD-friendly, and awesome. And I have not seen anything at all at this capacity. We have 2 other highways running, going in other directions from where our space elevator is over there. We have one running to Caterium to get us Caterium and quick wire, well, mostly Caterium ingots to make quick wire, and we also have copper wire coming from Caterium ingots because we researched that with a hard drive. And we have another one running to another coal node, which is close to a thermal vent, which we're not even currently using anymore because we get so much coal from the other side. This is the insane factory showcase. As you can see, we have our fuel, power our jetpack, for crafting of plastics, things of that nature, crude oil going in. It's just next level. It's next level factoring. Oh, thank you, Mike. Next level factoring, and we're future-proofing everything and trying to keep it as OCD-friendly as absolutely possible. But I've rambled on for nearly 25 minutes in this episode. I'm very excited to show things off to you guys. We have rambled into the dark, and as an added bonus, that giant flying manta ray that goes near our base, we could jump on it and ride him. And I've done it, and it's awesome. And I was going to do the intro to it, but he's so super loud that I was like, oh man, I have to talk over this guy. So maybe we'll ride him for briefly a moment in the next episode. For now, Nerd Paraders, this is where I leave you. I hope this video was of help to you. I hope you learned some cool niddle? That's little and neat combined together. I just didn't have time to separate those words. Although explaining it now seems like it's taking up way more time than necessary. We're going to move right along from that. Little and neat little ways, yeah, fuck it, to help you improve your factory, teach you some cool tricks, and help you enjoy the game and optimize your factory and production. I hear mine swinging a sword at me, and it's making me awfully nervous because I don't want to get knocked off into the abyss. So this is where I'm going to leave you, Nerd Paraders. If you like this video, if you like the factory, if you think this is neat and it helped you out at all, smash the thumbs up button for us. Let us know that Nerd Paraders got your back, is there to help you, and that you just generally think we're amusing and entertaining. If you haven't done so yet, now's the perfect time to subscribe to the channel for some more cool videos just like this one. But what I want you to definitely do, and it's the most important thing, remember to take care of yourselves out there, guys. Stay awesome, and we'll catch you in the next Nerd Parade episode. Later.